To Phillip Lee.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. May I begin by congratulating my honourable friend, the member for Nuneaton, who's not in his seat at the moment, and the there he is, he's down there, and the Back Business Committee for securing this timely debate. It gives me an opportunity to speak about the ongoing town developments for Bracknell, something which I can celebrate and support. I'm going to talk about those developments, Bracknell itself, and some personal suggestions to what might enhance and make the town more sustainable in the future. Bracknell itself is geographically in the heart of Berkshire. Over 100,000 people live within Bracknell Forest Borough. We're surrounded by some relatively affluent areas, and consequently a town centre development is a viable proposition. The Work Foundation last year made Bracknell joint first as a location most likely to recover best during the economic recovery. It has a growth sector in technology in particular. 11 out of 15 of the world's biggest software companies are based within or near Bracknell. But the town centre itself needs development. It's fair to say, and it's a widely shared view that the town of Bracknell, the centre, doesn't look its best. And it has long needed a development plan, and it has long been in the pipeline. Well, I'm very pleased to say that when I was selected as the candidate in 2009, the majority of town development plans were being shelved because of the economic downturn. One of the 4 that were not was that for Bracknell, and it is ongoing. One only has to come to Bracknell to see the first stage, the Waitrose store that was opened very recently, 36,000 square feet, massive store. We're extremely pleased about it. We have a long association with Waitrose as the distribution hub for the entire country. Is in Bracknell. Indeed, it is the largest private employer in my constituency. And there is a widespread belief that the first store is going to lead to some others. I gather that there may be a couple in the pipeline, which will be announced soon. And this will also bring in further stores into the town development. Of particular interest to the people of Bracknell is that Winchester House, widely referred to as the old 3M building, although that great company is relocated to another part of Bracknell. The 3M building, a big building in the middle of Bracknell, not particularly attractive. Well, I gather there's going to be planning permission being put forward to demolish it and replace it with new residential units and leisure and retail facilities. There's also planning permission for £2 million transformation of the Prince's Square shopping centre frontage. And in the next couple of months, there is going to be a presentation by the Bracknell Regeneration Partnership to announce the next stages of the town development. Originally, it was going to be a £1 billion town development in one go. The reality is, economically, this has now been broken down into a series of developments, and I have every confidence that it will be completed by the end of this decade. Now, my own personal suggestions. Firstly, I think if there's one thing that we've learned in the last 10-15 years, well, I hope that we have learned that consumption isn't everything. I would very much like to see some culture in the Bracknell town development. I think that feeding the soul is just as important as feeding the stomach, and I would very much like to see a theatre or a cinema. Indeed, one only has to go a couple of miles to South Hill Park and you have a wonderful arts centre. Now, I'm not suggesting for a second it has wonderful grounds, but it is remarkable, a centre that is struggling for funds at the moment, how that can't be tied into the town centre development. It's certainly something I would support. I also think that there is an absence of a museum celebrating Berkshire life. There's a long history in Berkshire of royal links, etc. Well, if they were going to bring forward a Berkshire museum, I think it should be centred in the geographical heart that is Bracknell. In conclusion, Bracknell is going places. Bracknell has always been an economic hub. I have every reason to believe it's going to strengthen its position, particularly with the town development plans that are so outstanding. The local borough council are to be congratulated for their leadership on this, and of course Bracknell's Regeneration Partnership, which is co-owned by Schroders and Legal & General, who own the great majority of the land, are also to be congratulated. But I think we need to ensure that the plans are sustainable. And I think we need to look at public transport, perhaps links with Crossrail, because sustainability and contributing to the long-term health and happiness of all of my constituents is of paramount importance to me. Thank you.
Yeah.